Max, could you share with the audience something that is very dear to your heart, and that's the virtue of humility? It's something that is profound, but you don't hear it very often in the AI sector. So I don't want to pressure you, but I think that the audience would enjoy hearing that insight.
Oh yeah, we could. The AI sector could definitely do with a lot more humility. Yeah. I mean, first of all, yeah. If you look at predictions that very famous AI researchers have made, even quite recently, about the rate of progress, they've been like completely wrong. I mean, Rodney Brooks is great. I really admire his work, but he told me less than 10 years ago that he predicted that human-level AI was at least 300 years off, with more than 99% certainty. As recently as 5 years ago, most AI researchers, even in scientific polls, predicted that something as capable as ChatGPT 4 would take decades. And it's already happened, right? So humility, very much in order. And this is something that's been super important to me all along, because to me, if I had to summarize the most important principle of science, of being a scientist, in one word, it would be humility, really. This idea that you have to have such an open mind that we're willing to question all authorities, claim things about stuff. They might all be wrong. We have to think for ourselves, look at the evidence, and the most difficult authority to challenge is my own prejudices, of course. If you take Einstein, for example, people have been asking him for all his life, like, what's the time? What's the time? What's the time? And he had the humility to ask, what if there is no the time? What if everybody has their own time that runs at different speeds depending on how fast they're moving? And it was that humility that opened his mind to figure out relativity theory and gave us E equals mc squared, which might be generating this electricity here. And so having this humility, though there's so much we don't know, I think it's incredibly important. It's an incredible gift to get to live in this spectacular universe, even more bountiful with resources and so on than we ever thought. And we have to be humble that we really don't know what we're getting into necessarily if we suddenly create technology which is vastly smarter than us. And I think to be good stewards of this gift that we have, that means we should take our time, be wise, deliberate, mindful, and not hubristically just rush into stuff.
Yeah. Roz, do you want to add something to that?
Oh, I'm humbled all the time here at MIT. It seems like every time we seek to learn something and we get an answer, there's 10 new questions that spring up. I have to, if you're a grad student feeling like, when is it ever going to be done? It's never done, right? If you're searching for truth and knowledge, it's infinite. It's very, very humbling here. With Max, though, we definitely, could all probably improve in that practice here. I think it's good that we develop the kinds of ability to have conversations and relationships where people can call each other out and question what's going on.
Yeah.
And in my experience, colleagues really appreciate that. Maybe don't do it publicly. Don't try to make people look bad, but pull them aside and say, hey, it seems like you really believe this, but I'm not sure that fits what I'm seeing. Can you say a little bit more about it? And are you interested in seeing what I'm seeing?